So let's just get right into the YSL update. And listen, let me just say this right now before we even get into this. What the Fulton County District Attorney Office is going through right now, I've never seen anything like it. If y'all have seen something like this before, y'all tell me. I've never seen anything like this before. They are getting hit by all angles from just because they wanted to go at two crime bosses, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Williams. They getting like flipped, smacked, beat from all angles right now. It's just it's crazy because we are definitely about to get into that Fonnie Willis, Nathan Wade debacle because that thing is a soap opera from hell. Like we're gonna get into that too, but let's get into this YSL thing, and I'm gonna go off my notes. I didn't write stuff on my whiteboard this time. Excuse me. I'm gonna go off the notes a little bit. So of course, Monday and Tuesday they was out. They was only supposed to be out Monday, but then somebody got sick, and it's weird to me because the judge came back Wednesday like, yeah, we ended up being out Tuesday because somebody had COVID. I'm like, since when do you only have to be at home for one day for COVID? Like, you have COVID yesterday, and then now we all back within close quarters of each other like the next day. I'm not cool with that. I don't think I would have showed up. I don't know. COVID is, I don't want to. Some people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but that don't mean I want to be around somebody with it though. That's just me. So then they come back Wednesday, and they pretty much, so it was a half day Wednesday, and then they didn't even start until like 2:00. And then from 2:00 to the end of the day, they really pretty much just argued, like sidebar argument. They didn't even have the jury come in. There was no testimony. They just argued in there. And the argument was pretty much over from what I can remember, it was a jail call pretty much. So there was an incident that happened. Some guys got jammed up, pulled over, whatever. Somebody started shooting at the police, and then somebody ran away, right? So then there's one of the guys gets on a phone call from jail, and I'm like, I'm just wondering, like, did this dude not hear this thing telling him everything that he says is recorded? So he's on the jail call saying, I should have went with Thug. Thug got away. Like he's deliberately saying that Young Thug was with them and he got away on foot. Like he got away. Like I should have ran the way Thug went because he got away. He like, yeah, I think he was saying DK. He like, yeah, DK, man, he tripping. He just went, he started shooting at the police. I'm just like, why is he saying all this on this phone call? This was being played when the jury wasn't in there. So this was like sidebar. So I don't and I don't remember it being played. Maybe a certain witness is gonna come in there and they're gonna introduce it then. But they didn't play it for Belknap. So I don't know what the nature of that call was about. But I do know that dude was on the phone on that jail call talking, saying everything. Like anything he could say. He pretty much like he was ready to snitch pretty much. He was on the phone with somebody. He like, yeah, I you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my life right. I ain't even trying to be all up in nothing like this. We wasn't even supposed to be doing all that. The boys shooting at the police. Like he gonna have to eat that. I'm like, golly, these people, they want to commit crimes and halfway be responsible for the crimes. It's just kind of crazy to me. But then, so that was Wednesday. Wednesday, nothing happened again. So pretty much the only day we really got of trial this week was Thursday. So Thursday comes, Belknap is still on the stand. You know, the prosecution did a little like redirect, but their redirect was very weak. Like them trying to say, I'm just saying in my opinion, their redirect was weak. So they're really trying to go back and reiterate the fact that, yes, YSL does not resemble other gangs. However, that does not mean they're not a gang. Like they still have plenty of markings that make them a gang by definition. So we should just stop. We should pretty much just stop considering the fact that they might not be a gang. There's plenty of tweets and references and all this type of stuff that show that they're a gang. And then they played this video that they argued about last week. And the video was pretty much Young Thug and a lot of his friends from his neighborhood. They were in the neighborhood. It wasn't a music video. Well, it wasn't quote unquote a music video, but they were in the neighborhood and just pretty much shouting their gang out. A whole lot of sex, money, murder talk up in that video. I don't know what. This was like 10 years ago. Maybe I think they said it was 2012. So they probably really didn't realize how dangerous what they were doing was, as far as dangerous to their own freedom. So it was a whole lot of people and a lot of young people at that time shouting out gang activity, gang stuff, and throwing it up, doing all that. Just really incriminating stuff when it comes to overt acts or whatever you want to call it. But so they played that. I think it was a 7-minute video at first, but they had to redact a lot of it. So they got it down to a few minutes. But I don't know if y'all know who Akbar V is. Akbar V is in the video, and Belknap actually identified her as a known sex, money, murder gang member. I thought that was kind of wild. I'm like, damn, she really, when the police get to identifying you as a gang member, that means that they have some knowledge of you committing crime in relation to that gang. So that's wild. But you had her in there, Thug was in there, Trontavia Stevens is in the video. There's a lot of people in this video in this neighborhood, and pretty much they all in there throwing up everything that there is to throw up. So, and by throw up, I mean they set the gang stuff. And this is actually now being played in front of the jury. And then so they're playing it in front of the jury. And the prosecution is having Belknap explain who he's seeing, what they're doing, and what does it mean, what's happening. And mind you, guys, this is still Belknap as an expert witness. So he's not speaking to anything as if he was there and seen it. He's just observing what the evidence is that's in front of him, what exhibit is in front of him. And as an expert, he's explaining what it is to the jury, right? So again, that is dangerous when you keep on having to hear this quote unquote expert tell you what he thinks something is. And that was pretty much Brian Steele's cross-examination. The basis of his cross-examination was to say, this is just your opinion, and you kind of really don't even know what you're talking about for real. You're just guessing because you consider yourself a gang expert, but where are you even getting this information from? We talking about the Super Slimy album cover, and you keep saying that it's some type of gang reference, but you completely ruling out the idea that this snake and this bird could just be YSL's symbol and Future symbol together in a creative way. You're not even, this is pretty much Brian Steele's point. You're not even considering the fact that this just could be artistic expression. You're not even considering the fact that Young Thug or any other YSL member didn't have anything to do with the creative direction of that album cover. You're not even considering the fact that you could be completely incorrect about any of this. And the dude is pretty much Belknap is pretty much yeah, I get it, but no, this is gang stuff. And I seen what the opposition was doing in return. And it was crazy, right? He caught him in a wild lie.